Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nathanias here, coming at you with my next cast, of course, for my announcement of joining Root. One of my other prepared games for you, of course, covering another one of our favorite Root gaming Zerg players. This wonderfully sent to me is going to be a game played out on Star Station. It will be a ZvZ. I just want to clarify before we actually jump into the game. He said this was a good game, but it was before that that Spore Crawler patch that was just added in. So currently, the Spores only do 30 damage per hit to Mutalisks, just so you guys know. And let's introduce these players. Spawning in the top left position, I did say the map is Star Station. We have our red Zerg player. It's actually a Barcode, so not too much to know. Vibe does normally play on the Korean server, and I guess that kind of gives away the name, if the score didn't yet anyway. In the bottom right position as our blue Zerg player coming in for Root Gaming, it is Vibe. So I wanted to make sure that of the opening games that I did have prepared for you guys, I would make sure 100% to grab our very, very recently well-performing players in the WCS North America. I've been pretty glad to be able to watch these guys play, and I'm more excited to actually get to work with them. This is the second one I've done so far. Of course, the first one I did was that really long Theognis game. I was like, hey man, give me a replay. I'm joining Root. I want to get some great stuff prepared. And he's like, here's a 48-minute game. So I was like, Vibe, please don't. I'm like, you can give me a good game. It can be an epic game. Just don't throw me another hour-long cast just because I know you guys are going to get tired as well. So as far as the ZvZ goes, though, this is going to be pretty standard. Nothing really meta yet to deal with Mutalisks because, as I said, this is before that patch that just came out. Vibe is going to be going for Hatch first into Gas Pool. Pretty standard way to open up in Zerg versus Zerg. It's one of the more greedy styles, of course. It does give you the latest spawning pool that you pretty much ever get in this matchup. So we're gonna have to see how the Barcode reacts. Of course, Barcode actually going for a pretty similar build. So neither of these players are really taking too much of a risk. The spawning pools are very, very closely timed, although the Barcode does have his slightly ahead. So this is gonna be pretty even so far. These overlords actually all going on very similar scouting paths. Don't really see each other. These two will, though. And now they know, okay, we are gonna be cross spawns pretty much. They're both about to find that out. And if you guys don't know too much about me, since these are my intro casts, I want to hopefully leave a good impression on you guys. I've been casting StarCraft pretty much since November of 2012, since I partook in the IPL caster search competition. That's pretty much how I got underway here. So I have been doing my best to break out in the scene, throw up as much good content as I can. And of course, if you guys are fans of Root, I'm going to be doing lots of their content soon. And, well, I'm really just glad to be a part of this wonderful organization, being able to cast these players with these games. But it does look like our Barcode Zerg is going to be sending his Zerglings over. Vibe's only built 2 Lings. These 4 Lings might be able to put some pressure on this Queen here of Vibe. So Vibe is going to bring his auxiliary Queen from the main base to help defend here. A couple more Lings are going to finish up for Vibe, and Baneling Nest is coming in. Now, both players have gone for that Zergling speed. Vibes is going to be about 20 or so seconds ahead of the Barcodes, but the Barcode's Baneling Nest is already on the way. It's about 1/3 of the way done. Vibe has actually not yet started a Baneling Nest, so this is a pretty greedy play here. Not having this set up yet is going to make it a little bit difficult for Vibe to defend against any kind of mass speedling attack. So we're going to have to see just what's going to happen. This Barcode could be looking to go for a very big Baneling speedling attack, but Vibe is actually going to hit right before that with a lot of his own speedling. Speed is just not done yet, about 20 seconds away still for the Barcode, but he doesn't really need too much more time. But Vibe is now coming in with that Zergling speed. Going to be a bit of engagement here outside the natural. The concave looks like it's going to favor the Barcode Zerg with those 2 queens to support. Vibe gets a nice position here, really trying to jockey for that ideal spot on the extra Lings, but with the Baneling now complete for the Barcode, making a couple more as well defensively. Could look to get actually aggressive soon, but of course the Banelings being made at home are going to have a long way to travel. They are much slower than the regular Zerglings, so Vibe is going to be making a bit of a retreat towards his his natural. He's gone for double evolution chamber and a lair. This is so greedy out of Vibe. Getting a lair before Baneling Nest makes it so difficult to deal with Mass Link, and I kind of like this decision to go for the evolution chamber to wall this off. Vibe realizing, you know what, if he breaks me right now and gets a good Baneling hit off on my Zerglings, this game is over. Because Vibe can't make Banelings of his own. He's still 30 seconds away. Whoa, that Baneling only gets one ling of Vibes. So Vibe is holding pretty damn well so far, and now he's got the evolution chamber wall set up, at least. It's a bit of a choke point, not quite as much as he would like. We do have the 4 Banelings coming in. 4. Ooh, so close. Vibe's got to target down those Banelings and prevent them getting in. The Queens are going to try to wall off in front of the Spine Crawler. These Banelings get blocked in. They are not able to run in towards the Zerglings. And Vibe is going to hold for now, and this can actually give him a really, really good position. The fact that he has this lair so quickly, he can start his Spire much sooner than his opponent. And of course, if you guys don't know, Zerg versus Zerg is all about the Mutalisk count. The lair is almost halfway done for the Barcode Zerg, so that aggression being denied is actually going to really favor our Root Gaming Zerg player just in being able to get that tech up faster. And we do see +1 coming in for the range, and a Roach Warren for our Barcode Zerg. So it looks like we could have a lot of follow-up aggression, possibly going to some sort of Roach Hydralisk composition, potentially with Infestors once that lair is done. But Vibe has his Spire on the way. That lair is still at 10 seconds off for the Barcode player. And at this point, Vibe isn't investing in any upgrades. He's going to get a lot of Banelings, try to hold off this aggression coming. Another Evolution Chamber wall going to be set up. The Banelings punch through it, but Vibe, ooh, good target fight down. Actually won't lose too much. He does with that Spine Crawler, though, and oh goodness, the Zerglings are running in for the Barcode. Vibes Queen so close to getting picked off. The Banelings did a couple of connections. Not the most cost-effective, but they have protected this Queen for now. And that one Zergling does get picked off. So Vibe holding strong so far. I just want to look at some numbers here. No drones have died yet this game. Aside from, of course, being morphed into buildings. But so the Barcode player has been a little bit more greedy as far as the drones are concerned. Earlier on, Vibe is going to get 7 on the way, so he's going to even things out. But now we have Roaches on the way. Possibly trying to hit before the Mutalisks become really an issue here for the Barcode player. So the +1 range attack is coming in. We do have the Roach speed. No Hydralisk Den yet, though, so this is going to be a bit difficult for the Barcode to deal with Vibe's Mutalisks. Now, that Overseer did run into the main base, did see the Spire, so he knows that Vibe is going for that Mutalisk composition. And, of course, that's so standard. You get map control with the Mutalisks. You are able to deny bases if your opponent doesn't have proper creep spread and defense set up. Now, the Barcode player is spreading the creep fairly well. It will cover the 3rd base pretty soon in terms of being able to set that up and get Spore Crawlers there, but there's actually no Spore Crawlers at all yet for the Barcode, so he is going for a big attack. A lot of Roaches on the way. We have a couple of Banelings as well. Not really any Zerglings being sent in to add any support to this, so Vibe is again going to throw up that triple Evo wall, playing really greedily here. But now he's got the Mutalisks out. These can actually focus down the Banelings that are on the Roaches, and well, the Barcode is just going to retreat using that Star Sense, realizing, you know what, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do too much damage here versus my opponent. And I gotta say, there aren't really too many options available. +1 Flyer Carapace is coming in for Vibe. This is gonna be so good for his Mutalisks to take extra hits off of those Queens, as well as, of course, from other Mutalisks, or potentially Hydralisks later on. But the Infestation Pit's actually done. We do have Infestors coming out now as Pathogen Glands have reached that 30-50 second mark, and that's gonna allow them to, of course, spawn with enough energy for a fungal growth. But Vibe sees the 3rd base. It's like, oh man, these Queens. Ooh, no. One of his Mutalisks does get a bit pinched off there. And I mean, at this point, Vibe is actually going to start to transition himself. He's got that +1 missile attacks on the way. He's also going to get an Infestation Pit. And this is kind of an interesting play. Vibe choosing not to go for the mass Mutalisk style. His opponent took a late enough 3rd that he is going to be able to defend this with Spore Crawlers. And he's just kind of playing a turtley style. Lots of Spore Crawlers. He's actually got 2 per base. Very defensive setup, and well, Vibe's gonna try to run in here and possibly hit this Infestation Pit. He needs to be so careful that one fungal could spell doom and gloom with this many Queens on the field, especially if he gets fungled over one of those Spore Crawlers. They do a lot of damage, even if this is not from the 2.0.8 patch. So Vibe using the Mutalisk as much as he can. He's getting map control, clearing out some of the Roaches of his opponent. He could try to delay this creep spread, but I mean, it's gonna help Vibe's units move out as well. And, ooh, goodness, Vibe, he's not going for Infestors. He's getting the Enduring Locust upgrade. He's going to go for Swarm Hose. This is a very interesting play out of Vibe. I've actually not been able to see too many Zerg versus Zerg games get to this stage. Usually it's just Mutalisk versus Mutalisk, but Vibe, he's chosen to build about 10 Mutas so he can have that dominance, that map control, that ability to scout. And he's going straight into Swarm Hose. He's getting Spore Crawlers up. He's getting that +1 missile attacks. And this is very interesting because the Locusts are going to be way more cost effective than the energy on the Infestors. So as far as the the lair tech goes, the Swarm Host should be able to work pretty damn well versus this setup. It's not going to be easy for Roaches to punch through the Locust either, and once Vibe gets a good number of these, this could actually get really difficult for the Barcode player to deal with. Vibe being a little bit careful, doesn't want to send those Swarm Hosts over just yet. It's important to be cost effective with those. We do have some Changelings coming in from the Barcode, so he will be able to scout out what Vibe is doing. And oh goodness, is he going to see this Swarm Host? Yes, he knows. Sees him with the Mutalisks as well. Overseer going to get picked off at the same time. So he probably realizes, okay, he's got Swarm Host. He's got an Infestation Pit researching something that's got to be the Locust upgrade. And the Mutalisks will be able to kill off that Overseer, not too big of a deal. But this is one of those situations where Vibe actually probably really happy that he has the creep, at least that his opponent's been spreading, but we do have a large force moving out for the Barcode Zerg, a good number of Roaches and Festers. We have Banelings mixed in as well. No Baneling speed or anything like that, but if the Mutalisks are spread well enough, they can do a lot of damage. The first couple waves of Locust are pushing out. Fungal Growth only hit 2 of them. So these Locusts really dig in and shoot. Oh my goodness, Banelings exploding on these Locusts. That is not where this Barcode player wants the Locust to be going. Ooh, oh, Fungal whiffs it, barely only clipping 1 Muta, and now Vibe spreading out the Mutalisks and trying to get on top of these Infestors. The Queens are here, though, and Vibe needs to be very careful. These Locusts, though, they killed off the Banelings. There's really not a lot of splash damage available anymore. Roaches are being chewed away as well, and well, it's only a matter of time before the Raves of the Locusts are able to just shut this down, and the supply is going to decrease for the Barcode player, but for Vibe, it's only going to be going up. These guys are free units. They have that 25 life now, the 25-second time life. Thanks to the Enduring Locust upgrade, and now all the Roaches are pretty much dead for the Barcode player. Vibe is looking very solid right now. He's got still Overlords moving across center of the field. And now there are Hydralisks arriving, but these guys do not DPS down the Locust well enough. Vibe has managed to put himself in a very nice position here. He has the Barcode player on the run. He's managed to get that third base up and running. He's now going to continue to get 7 more drones. Should be able to saturate that base now. And these Queens caught off creep. They're going to die. So Vibe getting a really nice score there. Really all that's left are Hydralisks and Infestors for the Barcode. Now, if Vibe's Mutalisks get caught by a Fungal, he's going to lose them. But he's beyond the point where he's reliant on them. I guess I should say. He's got a lot of Swarm Hosts on the field. Let's look at some numbers. We have 17 Swarm Hosts on the field for Vibe, and this is going to be more than enough to punch through a lot of these units, especially if you can burn the Fungals here on these Infestors. And, well, coming up now, and these Swarm Hosts have already been crazy cost-effective. Looking at the units loss tab, significantly favoring Vibe, almost double. Fungal has to get burned on the Locust right before they die. He cannot afford to engage against these, and at the same time, Vibe is going to use his map control. He's going to take out the creep tumors, try to delay expansions from being taken. Now, the question is, does he know about this base in the top center? Yes, he actually spots it with a Changeling, so the Locusts are going to be sent up here to take this out as well, and at the same time, a big counterattack coming in from the Barcode. He wants to bypass where the Swarm Hosts are. There are no Swarm Hosts in the main base or the natural of Vibe. This counterattack could be huge, but the Mutalisk stretching to scout this. Fungal Growth, he does hit Vibe's Mutalisks. It looks like he's going to lose the majority of them. Oh, not a fun day, but he does now have the foresight. He knows he can bring his Swarm Host back. He can try to defend against this. He has units at home. He's making a lot of Banelings. Vibe actually investing into the Baneling speed upgrade is going to work really well with this creep, but then the Locusts are coming in. He's actually pushing the Hydralisks back. He's actually managing to push this Barcode Zerg away from him, and at the same time, he's going to split his Swarm Host. He has them running up towards to deny that top base, but no, Vibe is just going to bring everything back here. He does not want to have to go for any kind of weird base trade, and he realizes he has his opponent's army kind of boxed in. He has the, oh goodness, he has the Swarm Host available. He could try to pinch him between the Swarm Host and the Banelings. The Swarm Hosts are beginning to burn. The Locusts are coming in, and so many Banelings are going to come in here on these Hydralisks. There is nowhere to run for the Barcode player. He is going to get completely blown apart by these Banelings. Hydralisk corpses burning into acid all over the place. A great pick off there for Vibe, and he's still got all these Swarm Hosts in the top area. Now, we do have a couple of Swarm Hosts on the field for the Barcode. The Barcode supply is very close, even slightly ahead, but let's look at the other numbers. It's mostly in drones, the supply difference. So, in terms of the actual number of Swarm Hosts, we have 19 for Vibe, and these are going to be so much more cost-effective than 25 Roaches on the field for the Barcode. He is going for a counterattack at the third base, though, and this is going to be a bit difficult for Vibe to deal with. He's going to send his Zerglings over here, and our Barcode is going to try to get into a nice little crotch spot where these Zerglings can't get too much surface area, but at the same time, Vibe does take out that top base. He is looking to possibly push forward. We have one Mutalisk with the Overseer here picking off these Swarm Hosts. Very, very nice. The Zergling having a bit of trouble taking out the Roaches, but eventually will be able to. At least it looks like it should be able to barely pick them off. Oh, one Swarm Host will be brought back. The Locust just deals so much damage with that +2 attack to these Roaches. And, well, it's going to be Swarm Host versus Swarm Host. And I gotta say, when it comes to this kind of fight, the player with more Swarm Hosts is going to win. We have 4 Ultralisks coming in as well for Vibe. He is making that transition, but at the same time, Roaches do run into the main base. Are going to be able to pick off the Ultralisk Gathering. So Vibe is taking some pretty significant losses here. If he loses this Infestation Pit, that's going to be a lot of his tech gone. He won't be able to build any more Swarm Hosts. So these 5 Ultralisks that are going to finish soon should be able to take out the Roaches, but at the same time, he is pushing forward. And right now, the current Swarm Host count, 10 to 20. Vibe can overpower his opponent slowly but surely with this in Overseer. The Spire will get sniped as well, and that's actually the tech buildings that are remaining for Vibe are very, very limited. He actually does not have anything but the spawning pool to produce units with. Actually getting hit back at this 3rd base again, and Vibe's going to enter a little bit of an awkward base trade scenario, it looks like. His Swarm Hosts will be able to eventually overpower his opponents. He has managed to kill pretty much all of them off. I think that's actually the last one. There are 3 more on the way for the Red Zerg player, but he's actually just going to leave the game. Wow. That's, wow. He didn't lose all his buildings. He just gave up. He realized he could not hold this position. That was weird. It said he was defeated before he left the game. So, pretty solid game there from Vibe. Kind of realizing that, you know, even though he had the bit of a weird base trade thingy going on, he wasn't going to be able to hold this attack coming in from the Root Gaming Zerg player. So, bit of an abrupt ending to that game. Definitely looked like Vibe had an advantage here, at least in terms of supply. With these Ultralisks coming out, there wasn't really too much else that the Barcode could do, so kind of gave up. Anyway, guys, this has been another StarCraft 2 cast here from Nathanias. Very happy to be on Root, very happy to cast awesome games like this. Sorry if I didn't scream too loud this time. Casting this at a pretty late hour, so thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully you guys will support me as well as Root Gaming as we continue our quest for North American dominance. Peace!